What's up, everyone? Welcome back to another episode of the Heel Hookers podcast, episode 77. Ooh, and we got a pretty stacked weekend, not gonna lie, heading up into this one. 24th, yeah. We got three pretty big events, honestly. We got UFC Mexico City, they're returning there, very nice. I was thinking about it not too long ago. Is the last time they went there, was that the Yair Jeremy Stevens card? Okay, that's what I thought.
That's one where Michael Bisping yelled, "I just got modeled in the face."
Yeah. And good old Fitzy hid under his desk because of all the booze and stuff. Yeah, it was honestly a terrible crowd. The most disrespectful UFC crowd I have ever seen watching live. It was pretty bad.
That was about 5 years ago now, right?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. I believe that was 2019. But yeah.
Probably around there, yeah.
So we got that. We got KSW Epic, and we got PFL versus Bellator Champions, which it's PFL versus Bellator Champions.
It's misleading title.
Yeah, because there's only 2 championship fights on there, and one of them don't even have 2 champs from the same weight class fighting each other. So it's kind of funny, you know? And then the other real one is fucking heavyweight. Oof, a little bit rough. But before we get into all of the good stuff, like and subscribe if you enjoy the content. We very much appreciate everyone that does. But let's fucking go. We're going to start off with PFL versus Bellator Champs because that is the first fight card taking place on Saturday.
Yes.
Main event, Renan Fajeda, Ryan Bader. I feel like at most... if someone happens to have the most spectacular performance and they look absolutely amazing, probably gonna need to amp up whatever amount of steroids that either one of them are doing by 10, to kind of get that performance. Then maybe the winner could get themselves a fight with Francis Ngannou. But I don't really have much high hopes for that.
Yeah, I don't know that that's ever going to happen.
Though, especially no matter what, if Ryan Bader wins. I just...
He's going to need all the steroids.
Bro,
Jesus.
If he wins in any sort of fashion, I'm probably you guys agree, but I don't think there's going to be any MMA fan that's going to be excited to see Francis Ngannou come back to MMA against Ryan Bader.
No, Ryan Bader is 40 years old.
Hey, at least that's not 48,
True, but I mean, he's been out of the UFC for quite some time at this point.
Yep.
He's not
work in Bellator.
He's not a bad fighter or anything. Went 15-5 in UFC, 9-2-1, no contest in Bellator. It's just his age and the fact that he spent the last few years of his career in Bellator that I don't think anyone gives a shit.
Yeah, and considering, his last 2 wins are against Czech Congo and Fedor Emelianenko.
Yeah, dog.
And I just think that anyone that's fans of Francis, they would probably if they're gonna see him in a MMA fight, they want to see him in a big, good MMA fight. Otherwise, I'm sure most of us just want to see what he can do with boxing.
Yeah.
So
100%. And that's where it just kind of sucks about it because, when we first, got all of the championship fights and we were talking about it, I was saying, part of me was kind of, the most hype for this one because of just the potential of getting an opponent for Francis, but it really is very unlikely on the Ryan Bader side, with just everything we said. But Renan Fajeda, for me, slightly more interesting. Last year he started off the PFL season with a no contest. So that's very nice. But we had a whole lot of stuff going on. Is that really his fault? I blame PFL for actually drug testing these guys. Why are they even doing that?
I mean, it's probably good that it got overturned because he lost the decision and then his opponent tested positive. So it played good for his record.
There you go. So he got cheated out of a fucking win. His opponent was cheating, so he lost that fight.
Which goes crazy because I always forget this until I look at his record that he's 6-1 and 3 no contests in the PFL.
Yeah. It's he's had quite a wacky run, you could say. I do not remember what happened the Klitsin Abreu fight at all. That ended in a no contest, but the Fabricio Verdum one, that one was absolutely terrible. I was very happy that the commission actually did something about that. But Fabricio had a triangle locked up on him. He tapped from that, and then the ref didn't stop it. Fabricio did the respectful Brazilian thing of letting go, and then instantly he just like moved out of the triangle and just started ground and pounded and finished Fabricio via punches right after. Like, it was literally like 5 seconds after he let go, he was unconscious basically. And
Oh, that's fucked up.
So,
terrible.
Guess who else popped for steroids? Abreu.
Oh damn,
So
that's why that one got no turn to no contest.
Yes. And Abreu originally won.
That's really funny.
So Renan Ferreira can't beat anyone that's on steroids, and he will lose those fights by decision. But that's okay, because Ryan Bader, he's probably not on steroids, but even if he is, it probably won't even matter, because he really is. Renan Ferreira is la problema. Like, 6'8" with an 85-inch reach at heavyweight. That is fucking insane.
Yeah, like, he makes Ryan Bader look small at 6'2" with a 74-inch reach. Like,
yeah.
Which, I mean, isn't the biggest for heavyweight anyway, but it's still, like, bro, like 6 inches taller with a 12-inch reach advantage. Or 11, sorry. Yeah. I thought that said 86 from over here.
Damn near a foot-inch of reach on him. Like,
this dude legitimately has the build of a power forward in the NBA. Like, that's where he should be.
Yeah,
in terms of like his size.
And then it's even like, like because of their size, it's like Bader be weighing in the low end of heavyweight and Renan near the limit. Like,
yeah.
So here's the thing about this fight. Renan can easily lose it. And mainly because this is only 3 rounds. All of the like championship fights and all the fights on this card are only 3 rounds. I can see Ryan Bader going out there double leg, and as soon as the fight starts, and hold him down, and then he just rinse and repeats that over 3 rounds. If they're probably on the feet with each other for like any sort of like 2-minute fucking like duration, just like on the feet, no like grappling exchanges, Renan Ferreira probably knocks him out within that time frame.
Yes. But that's if Renan actually, engages. And he does have a bit of a problem with that sometimes.
Yeah, his like, so in the season last year, like, he started off with the decision loss. He got a first round finish over Mateusz Scheffel, 50 seconds. That's pretty good. But then the Maurice Green and Dennis Goltsov for the championship weren't the most spectacular performances. He very much took his time against Maurice Green, which I was very surprised against. I thought he would just try and run over him. And then, round 1 against him and Goltsov wasn't the most spectacular. Pretty sure Goltsov took him down in that one, if I'm remembering that off the top of my head. Damn near impossible to get PFL stats.
Yeah.
But yeah, and then 26 seconds into round 2, he finished Goltsov off for the championship. So it's like, he can definitely get it done if, like you said, he does go after it. But
also, because like Bader is 31-7, so it's not like he's bad. But 5 of his 7 losses are by knockout, and the other 2 he just got subbed. And like his 5 last losses are all knockout. So
that sounds right.
He can definitely get put out, and it's just with him being so much fucking bigger than him. I mean, if he's smart enough, he can even land a knee or an uppercut at the right time. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, cause like Ginger mentioned earlier, his last win being over Czech Congo. Like, dude did not want to fight on the feet with Czech at all, and I'm pretty sure he's like 45 years old at this point. Yeah, man, if Ryan Bader wins this is by far the worst thing that could happen for PFL in this, like, in the results of this. It would be terrible. But at the end of the day, it would be good for Ryan Bader, and just like, because, like you said, he was in the UFC for a bit, took some rough losses, and then just, went over to Bellator, got fucking double champ status, like, really hit, like, the best parts of his career in Bellator, so it's like, at 40 years old to fucking be able to beat someone like Renan Ferreira if he gets it done, who's only 34 years old at heavyweight, like, just another big feather in his cap just outside of the UFC.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's going to bring us into the co-main event. which is a 185-pound bout against the Bellator 185-pound champion Johnny Eblen and the 205-pound PFL 2023 season champion Impa Kasanganay. They don't have a 185-pound division. They're not going to have one in the tournament this year. This is a very big test for Impa. Like, easily his toughest fight that he's going to have in a long time. I don't know if he can do it, man. He looked much better against Josh Silveira for the championship than I thought he was going to look, honestly. Like, I thought Josh was going to be able to get him down, just honestly probably have his way with him on the ground at 205, and he just shut all that shit down and beat the shit out of Josh and made him want no part of that fight. I just don't think he can do that to Johnny Eblen. He's just too fucking good, man. 14-0, undefeated, middleweight champ in Bellator, and I know he's I'm pretty sure he trains out of Extreme Couture. He's getting fucking real solid training over there. I know Sean Strickland even said that he was just a real solid fighter, and it's like
ATT.
Is he at ATT?
I think he trains at both.
Okay. Topology has him at ATT.
Gotcha. I definitely remember seeing Strickland training with him at one point.
And I definitely remember Eric Nixick talking about Eblen as well.
But either way, if those are the gyms, he's bouncing between both great gyms.
Exactly. Amazing training partners. Yeah, man. He's on a fucking run. He's only 32 years old. I honestly thought he was a little bit younger, not gonna lie.
Yeah.
But yeah, he went 10-0 in Bellator, beat Fabian Edwards, Leon Edwards' brother, Anatoly Tokov, Gegard Mousasi, John Salter, all top guys in the 185 of Bellator. And against Edwards, just he got cut open pretty bad in that fight. It was pretty nasty, but then he just went out there and just finished Edwards third round. I'm not sure if he's going to be able to get a finish over Impa. I don't know. I guess it's just going to depend on how much he's able to get the grappling off and kind of how much he's able to wear on Impa. But I wouldn't be surprised if Impa Kasanganay can hang out there for 15 minutes with him. Probably just easily lose a 3-round decision, honestly.
Let's go, Impa.
Yeah. I want Johnny Eblen to win this one, honestly.
I like Eblen.
It's it's fine. He's gonna fucking get the new title, for this bout, and I don't know if you've been seeing any of the shit for it.
God, they have that shit looks so bad.
They have a ring that goes with it, and then you could put the ring in the belt. It honestly doesn't look that nice.
I didn't think that they'd be able to make it look nice, but it's a cool concept.
Yeah,
I'll give them that.
Maybe it's a ring that goes.
Johnny Eblen said that it weighs more than the Bellator belt, so
That's crazy.
Oh.
The ring?
No, the
belt.
Just holding up the ring, just pretty heavy ring.
God damn, what the fuck?
He's gotta fucking walk with his arm like this as he has it on, just fucking.
My bad.
Do you know how dense a ring would have to be to weigh as much as a belt?
Why do you think I sounded so confused?
Jesus Christ.
That'd be fucking hilarious. But yeah, no, the entire belt is heavier than the. But yeah, and it's he's probably just gonna stay in Bellator, probably defend the title. They don't even have the division for him in PFL, so Impa, if he loses, will probably just stay at 205, I would imagine, and work his way towards another $1 million check. You know what I mean?
Would make sense.
Yeah.
But yeah, solid fight at 185 pounds in the co-main event. And then this is where shit absolutely has fallen apart over these last few weeks since it was originally announced. The next fight was supposed to be Patricio Pitbull versus Jesus Pinedo. Jesus Pinedo pulls out of the fight, and at first they just didn't have Patricio on the card. But then it was 2 days ago, I think. They updated it. They switched out Gabriel Braga from fighting Aaron Pico, and now it's going to be Patricio Pitbull versus Gabriel Braga, featured bout on this card. Overall, I'm happy that Patricio is still on the card. I feel like that's the best thing they could have done for it, but I don't think it's that fun of a matchup, and I am kind of sad that we lost the Braga-Pico matchup because I was pretty excited for that.
Yes.
Yes.
It's
I was
hard.
excited for the Pinedo. I was really excited for Patricio Pinedo. Like,
I mean, yeah,
I really want to see where Pinedo was.
Exactly, because it, being the first like world champion fighting out of Peru, that was just like a real big thing for him and his country, but like just people.
Pinedo's also way more exciting, and like I think that he just would have put on a better fight with Pitbull. Well, this one could end up being a bit.
Not only that run he went through where he beat Brendan Loughnane, Bubba Jenkins, and then Braga, like it's like, all right, he's going up against Pitbull. We can really see where he's at because of how great Pitbull has been at 145 in Bellator.
Exactly, and that's where because obviously the matchup and just the fight in itself, but like just him getting that, and if he were to have gotten a win over Pitbull in that one, just solidifying his spot at like the actual top overall at 145. You know what I mean? And that's just I would have loved that for him. Like that just would have been so awesome, because then if he did that and then just tore through a fucking another tournament, then it's like. Then I feel like actual people would want to see him against like the top 45ers in the UFC and shit. You know what I mean? Like we could get to like that sort of a conversation. But yeah, it just sucks that we don't have Pinedo on this court. Honestly, I'm very upset about that.
But I'm also. Oh, sorry. Go on. Nope. Because I thought we were going to the next fight.
Oh, no, my bad. Because, for Braga, he lost to Pinedo in the championship, but he beat Chris Wade by decision, split decision before that, which was not a great-looking performance for him at all. That was pretty rough. The biggest reason of why I thought Pinedo was going to win the rematch is because of how he looked against Chris Wade and how Pinedo looked against Bubba. Smashed through Marlon Moraes, which is like...
You should have.
Yeah.
It was Marlon Moraes in 2023.
His retirement fight, like when he finally fucking hung it up. You know what I mean?
That was his, what number knockout in a row?
7, 6 or something.
I didn't know if it was 6, 7, or 8.
Either way, far too many.
Yeah.
And then, started out the season with the split decision win over Jesus Pinedo. Was undefeated up until that championship loss, so it's like obviously a solid fighter. He's still pretty young. Only 25 years old. So Pitbull, I believe, is over 35 at this point.
36. Yeah.
So 11 years age difference. I feel like if Pitbull loses this fight, it's really just gonna show kind of how much he has fallen, because it's just just how quick that shit changes. Like he was on a crazy run, loses to AJ McKee, like ends up getting it back, wins 2 more, and now he's lost 2 times in a row, gets knocked out in Japan and superized into, just real rough ending. It just if he goes out there and gets knocked out by Braga, that would be so upsetting.
100%.
That'd be terrible. So hopefully he's able to get it done. I'm definitely rooting for Pitbull in that one for sure.
Yes.
And then the next one that fell apart. If this was Jason Jackson right now, and maybe Ray Cooper III from 3 years ago, pretty solid late fill-in, I'd be okay, fine. This dude just is not making 170 pounds ever again. He just does not care to. So we're getting a solid 182-pound catchweight bout.
I was gonna say, bro missed weight for fucking when he the Derek Brunson fight,
or no, that was just a catchweight bout.
Wasn't it because he missed weight though? It's showing that he missed weight. He's just been missing a lot of weight.
I thought that they just signed it as a cat, but probably
no. It says Cooper weight above contracted limit.
Gotcha. I do remember that in that fight, the broadcast was talking shit to him about how he won $2 million and they can't get him to fight. So, Jason Jackson should go in there and probably just wipe the floor with Ray Cooper III at this point. And if he doesn't, I feel like the biggest thing that would suck about that is it would just kind of put into perspective where
Yaroslav was at.
Yeah.
I was about to say, just the welterweight division in Bellator in general.
Yeah. That's, if Ray Cooper beats Jason Jackson, I will officially stop thinking that MVP is going to be Kevin Holland.
Right?
Yeah, so let's go Jason Jackson. I really hope that he gets this one done. But yeah, those are all of the current champs that are in the current Bellator champs that are fighting, current PFL champs. Rest of the main card, Vadim Nemkov, who was the Bellator 205-pound champion, vacated his title, moving up to heavyweight finally. He gets his first opportunity inside PFL, and he's fighting Bruno Capelloza, which is... I don't really know how to feel that much about this fight.
Right.
I feel like Vadim should probably look good and like be able to easily get a win, but I just have a sneaky feeling that Bruno Capelloza is gonna finish him.
I mean, it's possible.
Why did he decide to move up?
This was a while ago.
Yeah, I feel like he'd probably just tired of the 205 division. Wouldn't be surprised, maybe just tired of cutting weight and just...
Especially in Bellator, he'd cleared that thing out.
No, yeah, that makes sense. I was just wondering, because like I was just looking at his stats, and it's not like he's that big, you know, so... 6 foot, 76-inch reach.
Yeah, Bruno Capelloza, 6'2", with the 79-inch reach, so not that much bigger.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm not saying he's small, but it's just like, it's not like he's this big guy at 205, like, yeah, fuck it, let me move up, you know?
No, 100%. No, yeah. It's probably just got tired of the division and everything. But yeah, I don't know. I feel like I don't know what the odds are on this one, but I wouldn't be surprised if Vadim is the favorite heading into it. Yeah, so on Tapology it shows him as a minus 550 favorite. So big betting favorite. I just feel like it's off. I don't know. I can't quite like, because I don't really think that Bruno's like better than him anywhere other than maybe just being bigger, stronger, has the power, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I just got a sneaky feeling that we're probably gonna see Bruno get it done, but Vadim should probably get it. And
I was about to say,
I mean,
Vadim.
Sorry, go on.
Vadim's only been TKO'd one time, and that was in Ryzen against Yuri Prohaska.
Yeah.
It wasn't even like an actual TKO. It was just retirement.
He got
at the end of the first round. Because it's a 10-minute round.
Yeah, he was pooped after that.
And what I was going to say was, when it comes to Bruno, he did fail a drug test last year, and he didn't fight since. He hasn't fought since. So... we're either going to see a smarter version of him that can hide his drugs and he'll still look great, or maybe we'll get a different version because he's not on drugs anymore.
Vitor Belfort post TRT.
All right, I'm going to need to see these weigh-ins tomorrow. Or 2 days from now. Yeah.
See how Bruno's looking.
Yeah. He comes in all flabby belly and shit like that. Oh my goodness.
I was about to say, also, Tapology, very flattering picture of Vadim Nemkov.
But yeah, I do think that it should be a fun fight though. If Vadim gets a big win over Capelloza, I would expect that he probably would get a big heavyweight fight, probably against the winner of the main event.
Yeah,
bro, that'd be so funny if we fucking if just Ryan Bader wins and we just end up Ryan Bader versus fucking Vadim Nemkov. That'd be terrible. I don't want to see that. I'd much rather see Vadim versus Renan Fajeda. Winner of that fight gets Francis Ngannou. Because I'm honestly, I don't know. If Vadim starts running through these fucking guys at heavyweight and PFL, then it's like I feel like that would actually be an interesting fight with Francis. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah.
Way smaller, but he's got the grappling. Younger. Francis probably one punches him in the first round.
Like everyone else.
Bro, I really hope Francis, whenever he comes back to MMA, he just, whoever he fights, it doesn't matter. He just fights him like he fought Jairzinho Rosenstruck. That's it. That's all I want to see. I want to see him just go in there, just swinging fucking crazy shots, instant knockout, and be like, all right, where's my next boxing fight?
Right.
That would be so fucking funny.
That'd be crazy.
It would be. Oh, but yeah. So that's Bruno Capelloza, Vadim Nemkov. This next one. If this fight was happening in like 2016, boy oh boy, what a fucking banger.
I know.
We have two ancient men now. Thiago Santos without any knees and Yoel Romero that's fucking damn near 50 years old at this point. It's fun on paper. On paper.
In practice.
Bro, this fight's gonna suck the dog shit out of the fucking night. Oh my. This is gonna be the worst fight on the card. I will say that now.
Yeah.
I have almost 100% faith that this will be terrible.
Yeah.
Because Yoel is still a scary monster, and so is Thiago. But Yoel, I feel like, has probably moved for like 10 minutes in his last like 20 fights. And Thiago has no knees, so he can't move anymore.
Yeah, Thiago has not been doing very well.
No.
He has one win in the past 5 years over Johnny Walker.
Yep. Decision, right?
Yeah.
5 rounds.
Yeah.
Terrible fight.
Yeah. Yep.
He's another guy who popped positive.
Yep.
And now he's back.
Yeah, man. It's so sad. Like, it's funny that out of like John Jones's like last couple of fights at 205, that Thiago Santos, in terms of like the judges, actually got the closest. Like, one judge gave him the scorecard against John Jones. Yep. I didn't think that he won that fight at all, but the fact that he was able to hang in there for 5 rounds with fucking John Jones when he blew his knees out in the second round, like,
that's fucked up.
Yeah, like from the second round on, every time, like, I forget which one went out first. Let's say it was like the left leg. Every time he threw a right leg kick or like a kick with his right leg, he would fall to the ground. And then afterwards, I remember a reporter asking Jones, like, "Oh, did you know that his knee like was injured?" He's like, "No, I didn't notice." And I remember I was like, "Damn, maybe Jones doesn't have as much fight IQ as we all thought."
Right?
But yeah, it's just terrible. Dude had to fucking relearn how to walk and shit. Like, I remember watching those recovery videos. It was so fucking bad.
That's crazy.
Yeah, like, dude probably fucking tore like 6 ligaments between both of his knees. Like, it was fucked. Like, he like in one everything was gone, and then in the other it was like 2 things were gone. Like, he destroyed his fucking knees and the rest of his career in hopes of beating John Jones that night.
PFL needs to let this man do drugs.
Yes.
If anyone, him, you know?
Yeah. Uh-huh. Like, that's probably why he was doing them. Like,
there's a reason.
He was probably like, maybe I can move again a little bit if I do some more fucking steroids outside of the UFC.
But yeah, no, there's a reason me and Jimmy always talk about Thiago Santos almost beating John Jones with no fucking knees. He legitimately had 0 knees. There's no reason for him to have been able to fucking move in there.
Yeah, no, he should have gone and finished.
Win rounds.
He should have gone finished easy. But yeah, just absolute fucking heart and determination on him for sure. I feel like he'll probably be able to do slightly more across 15 minutes to edge out a decision over Yoel Romero, who's just definitely in over his head at 205. Like, he's just, it's just way too big. It's just, but yeah, 2016 banger of a fight, probably greatest fight on the card. 2024, that ain't it.
What are we doing?
They're putting names on. Let's fucking go.
Yeah, that's it.
This next one, though, I think this has a potential to possibly be fight of the night. Yes. Our boy Clay Collard, everyone fucking loves him, especially around these parts. He's fighting AJ McKee Jr. I've been saying it that I don't think AJ McKee is his best self at 155 pounds. And, bro, Clay is going to go out there and just work the body and just stand right in front of fucking AJ McKee, looking to just tear him up with fucking punches and bunches over 15 minutes. I feel like he's going to drown him, and he's rocking out a solid decision win after this fight.
Oh, 100%.
Hopefully.
Bless you.
Oh, thank you.
But yeah, I'm very excited for this, though. He just always putting on such a fucking pace. I don't think you really get PFL stats, but I would assume he's probably the most active fighter in PFL, significant punch or strikes per minute, whatever.
Probably.
But yeah, that should be a fucking good one. But yeah, those are definitely the biggest and best fights on the card. You got some other ones. Aaron Pico, as we mentioned earlier, is supposed to fight Braga. He's now fighting Henry Corrales, who's a good vet. Pico should probably get it done. Biagio Ali Walsh, Ginger finally making his pro debut. Let's go.
Allegedly.
No, he definitely is. He's fighting a guy who is 1-0 professionally.
Yes.
It's here.
Yes. You know who else is also
And
here?
I've seen him post about it, so I'm sure it was just PFL fucking up, but he's making it, huh?
Clarissa Shields, right? Everyone's favorite female fighter, the GWOAT, as she calls herself, right? Everyone loves that one.
I mean, probably the GWOAT in boxing.
I hate it. I hate it, though. It's just such a dumb thing. Everyone just calling themselves, you know, the GOAT, whatever, and shit, and she's like, yeah, I'm the GWOAT, though. Greatest woman of all time. Just annoying.
Look, there.
She's 1-1 in MMA, and she's fighting someone that's 1-2. This fight's gonna suck. She's not a good MMA fighter. But apparently she makes more to fight in MMA than she does boxing. So good for her.
Hell yeah.
That's really like all of these motherfuckers deserve to get paid more than what they are. So it's like, do what you gotta do. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that's PFL versus Bellator Champs. Very excited for that one. Definitely the best card of the weekend. And then we got KSW Epic starting half an hour later in the day, so basically right there, same start time. They got fights all over the place, so much shit going on. One that is I don't know why this isn't the main event. I would just assume that it's not because it's the grappling match, but Phil DeFree versus Josh Barnett. Phil is easily the best fighter in KSW right now, and Josh Barnett is probably the biggest name in KSW right now.
Yeah.
This should be the main event.
Well, the problem.
Yep.
The guy fighting Mamed.
Yep.
Former WBC light heavyweight champion in boxing.
Never heard of him.
Doesn't matter. He's Polish and a former light heavyweight champion in boxing.
53-6 in boxing.
Former 6 losses in boxing? That sounds like he sucks.
He's like 47 years old.
Damn.
I was about to say
there's a lot of old guys.
Yes. Josh Barnett has to be ancient at this point.
Yeah, he's 47 too, or 48?
46. Yeah. Phil DeFry is going to easily roll through Josh Barnett in that one. He'll probably sub him in like 2 minutes or less. But Phil DeFry, he's good. I'm always down to see where he's at, so that should just be a fun little grappling match.
Yeah, I mean, for me, like with KSW, it's never about the names, because like while some of them might have fought here and there and like you know of them, it's just extra fights that are fun, but this one is just everything they have going on, which is awesome.
And they got these tournament fights, and is it a one-night tournament?
Yes.
So the winner of those 2 fights are going to fight each other after?
I believe so, if I remember correctly, yes.
Okay, that's why I thought too. I wasn't I'm not 100% sure. Topology doesn't do a great job of letting you know. But yes. I mean, shit, if we got fucking one-night tournament too, that's pretty damn fucking cool. That hasn't happened in MMA in probably like fucking 20 years, so.
No, hell yeah. And it's not even just MMA, because they got Muay Thai, they got boxing, and they got Pride rules.
Yeah, fucking Darko Stoizik versus Mateusz Scheffel, 2 former UFC guys.
So soccer kicks, stomps, all legal. No elbows though, because apparently elbows weren't legal in Pride, and they're gonna stick with it.
I didn't remember that being a thing.
I mean, to be fair, they didn't have elbows, but again, you couldn't do the hands on the ground thing. Like, you couldn't stall out on the ground. I feel like it's a fair enough trade-off.
Yeah, like, I don't think that... Honestly, like, in a lot of the PFL fights, like, when they're good, I don't really even be noticing that they're not throwing elbows a lot of times.
Because it's ground and pound.
I feel like it's because, I don't know, even in... like a lot of MMA bouts where you can easily use them, so many people do not utilize their fucking elbows that it doesn't make that big of a difference.
Yes.
Now, there's certain fighters that you know they be using the shit out of their elbows and they're putting this, it's obviously going to make a difference, but for some reason a lot of people just don't use them the way they could, so.
Yeah, just as you watch it more, you realize how there are so many basic parts of all different parts of the game that are just so underutilized. It's absolutely crazy. Like, it's
if I were to like book a fight with Robbie Lawler with no elbows, won't make any difference. If I book a fight with Matt Brown with no elbows, that's a hell of a difference.
Yeah. You can't be doing that. But yeah, so it should be a lot of fun, honestly. I'm very excited for this KSW event. They always put on an absolutely amazing show. Production value off the fucking charts. Quality, just everything amazing. That announcer with his little fucking story shit before the fights. I love it. Gets me so hyped up.
Mic. The cane mic.
Yeah.
Yeah, the production goes crazy.
It will be the best produced card of the weekend.
Yeah.
That is without a shadow of a doubt. It will look the best out of all of them.
Yes.
So we just gotta hope the
being the best,
you know.
who knows?
Yes. PFL is going to be the most fun card overall. KSW is going to be the best produced card. UFC Mexico City, that's going to be the most talked about card. Because that's the UFC. Yeah. You know what I mean? You got a little bit all over the place, so you got to love it. But that'll take us into it. We got some funny fights, I would say, for the main and co-main event. Both rematches.
Yes.
Arguable that the main event rematch should happen.
I mean, you can't. I feel like it's not arguable because it wasn't supposed to happen. It was a short notice fight, so like
I know, but like it just because it's just like with them both being rematches, you know, it's just like that one's like it's just like and then the co-main event, there just ain't no reason for this to be happening again. But we'll start it off at the top. Yeah. We got a battle of the Brandons in the main event, 125 pounds. Former champ Brandon Moreno taking on former challenger Brandon Royval. To your point, it wasn't supposed to be Brandon Royval.
And at least the fight was 4 years ago, you know?
Yeah, and it ended in the injury too, so it, like, you know, didn't have a real complete fight, a complete result, so it's like, it really is completely fine for it. At the end of the day, if Royval was, like, Figgy, you know what I mean? And, like, him and Moreno had fought 4 times, I'd still be okay with him taking this on short notice, because it's going to produce a great fight. Like, in 2024... Brandon Moreno versus Brandon Royval, like there's just no way that's not just banger city. Like,
yeah,
exactly.
But because it is short notice for Brandon Royval, but he did just lose to Pantoja not too long ago.
I was about to say, he was in a full fight camp very recently, so it's not like he's coming in out of shape. I don't think he'd be coming in out of shape or anything.
Not coming in out of shape, coming in maybe a little bit beat up.
That's what I was gonna say. It was a rough fight. Bit beat up.
It was.
It
was.
But with that, heading into it, because it was supposed to be Amir Albazi.
Yes.
Okay, I guess I'll start with that first. How do you think this is going to be hard for Brandon Moreno to take the switch up from Amir Albazi into Brandon Royval?
Yes and no.
What do you think on both?
I think the reason I say that is I think at first, maybe that first round and a half might be a little trickier. But I think just because his training camp had to switch so hard from grappling and stuff to the weird, awkward, and the like more conventional striking of Albazi to the weird and wacky of Brandon Royval. And we saw Brandon Royval have a little bit of a different game, being a lot more patient, but still throwing in some wacky shit in his last fight. So it's already like, okay, how's he actually going to fight this fight? So I think it'll take about a round and a half, but once he figures it out, he'll have it figured out.
I also think that it definitely plays in his favor that he's fought him before. So he's gotten a feel of how he moves and what he's like in there.
Yes.
Already did a full training camp for him.
Exactly, you know? Yep. So with even having a little bit of time to like re-go over things and whatever, I think that he'll have the advantage rather than Royval being like, oh, I'm wacky and you didn't train for me, but I'm also got beat up like 2 months ago. So, you know what I mean? It's I think Moreno should get it done.
I do as well. The reason I say that is I think that Royval's going to come out like a bat out of hell. He knows, like, hey, I just lost a rematch. I can't lose this one. If I lose this one, it's going to be fucking hard to get another chance at the title.
And this is the one that he's, like, just saying that he's most upset about, kind of, because he just doesn't feel like he doesn't feel like he lost to him. You know what I mean? Yeah. So, like, he really wants to,
exactly.
But that almost sucks more because of the fact that he's coming in short notice without a full training camp, because it's like,
yes,
the emotions behind it where it's like he wants it bad enough that Yeah, like I wonder if that won't help him because it either will or it won't. I mean, obviously, but I just feel like it's gonna lean hard one way or the other. Like, because if he goes out there like a bat out of hell, he even said like before that's why he was slow with Pantoja because that's where he gets caught up. So it's like if he does end up getting caught, he's fucked. But if he's too patient and he's just getting beat up over the rounds, then it's
exactly. And I feel like the reason I say that in this one is Pantoja, like Moreno doesn't have the most power.
No,
like he's good at countering and all that, but it's not like powerful.
Short boxer, that's like
he's death by 1,000 cuts. That's what he is. Pantoja hits a little bit harder and has a bit more of a variety in his game. He's
way more variety,
guy.
I would say. Honestly.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. He's more of Muay Thai than boxing. So
100%.
I feel like he'd be able to go in there a little bit more loose than what he was going in there with Pantoja.
I definitely think that it's gonna. I feel like how this fight plays out is gonna be how Royval is able to thread the needle with how he performed in the Pantoja fight, and like you said, how he doesn't want to go too much because that's where he gets caught up and that's where he's losing these fights. Because as we saw in the 5th round, dude fucking just spazzed out on Pantoja and fucking easily won that. You know what I mean? Like, just through so many shots, was just easily winning that. So I feel
Royval
like that's
definitely has a chance.
No, 100%. And that's where, because he's not the oldest, he's only 31 years old, I'm pretty sure, is a year older than Moreno. But I feel like...
Which is wild.
Yeah, bro, Moreno's such a fucking vet and just still such a babyface guy. It's great. I love him.
Bro, seeing that picture of him today from, what were they doing, a media day?
Yeah.
Yeah, he just looked like a little kid who was given way too much energy drinks. He had his hair, like it looked like he just ran his hands through his hair and spiked it up, and he's just standing there like this, like looking like a little kid who went too crazy. It was just really funny.
Yeah.
Full-time man's former champ, 30 years old, and fucking 9-4 and 2 draws in the UFC.
Yeah, one of the most badass motherfuckers in the UFC history. Like, I'm pretty sure it was Royval that when like he filled on short notice, he went on the MMA Hour and was just like, "Oh, petition for like the flyweight BMF title." And it's everyone's like, "All right, enough with that." But it's like in all reality, if there was gonna be like a divisional thing like that, these are your top 2 candidates for fucking hopping in there. You know what I mean? Like it's But yeah, going back to like the fight itself though, I feel like it's just gonna depend on how good Royval going back to his coaches and just developing his style and his game plan over 5 rounds to just adjust accordingly and be able to just do enough, but not to the point where he's just going crazy and just getting caught up on every big mistake that he makes. You know what I mean? But yeah, it's gonna be a tough one. I don't think that the short training camp is going to be the best for that, but
it's still going to be a banger though.
Oh, 100%.
I would be 100%. Very surprised if this fight goes like into the 3rd round, that any other fight is going to get fight of the night over it. You know what I mean? Like I'd be very surprised.
I would be too, in all honesty.
But from one great rematch to a very questionable rematch. I mean, I guess on one hand, I kind of understand it in a way. Yair Rodriguez versus Brian Ortega. The UFC just refuses to drop Brian Ortega down in the division and just thinks that he should only be in the biggest fights possible. And I guess because he did, like, the last time Brian Ortega fought was against Yair in Long Island. Lost via submission, loses, like, has the injury. It's just dumb, man. This dude should fight, like, someone from 10 to 15 and prove that he should, and just, like, prove to everyone that he can still get a fucking top win. You know what I mean? Like, just a relevant win, at least. I mean, like,
shit, him versus Bryce Mitchell is a fun fight.
No, because Ortega can't sit out for another year and a half while Bryce recovers from that that knockout.
No, I was saying before that happened, but that would have been a fun fight.
No, yeah. Like, if Bryce was just booked for, like, against Ortega and he didn't take that, that I would have been so much more okay with that.
Also, another Brian Ortega fact. The last time Brian Ortega got a win in the UFC, Ilia Topuria was 1-0 in the UFC.
Yep. That's
Here he is though, number 4 versus number 3.
Yep.
Somehow.
15-3 overall.
Oh my god.
How it bothers me. That's just
it bothers me because they're not holding the same energy as other fighters, because other fighters get dropped all the time.
Yeah.
For an activity.
Like, I was just talking to fucking Kate about it, but like, you remember when they pulled Leon Edwards from the ranking because he wouldn't fight Hamzat at first? Like, just absolutely insane. Yeah, they should have fucking been like, Brian, you're fighting Diego Lopez or you're getting cut.
Yeah.
That's what they should have done. But,
nah, for real.
Yeah, but they won't.
They didn't want to push Diego like that.
They should have.
Yeah, they definitely should have. Bro, he would fuck up Brian Ortega probably. He could possibly lose that. I don't know, but I would favor him. But it's Yair Rodriguez versus Brian Ortega, and Rodriguez should just win this easy, honestly.
Yeah.
I'm just not expecting much from Brian Ortega coming off of another long layoff. But he's in a co-main event on a big card, you know?
Yeah, one thing that I gotta say, throw this out there, because I was just thinking, like, damn, I know for a fact Yair is good in Mexico City. It's like, is Ortega gonna be okay? You know, because the elevation is, like, very high there, but I remember going through it, and I'm so happy that the highest weight class they booked for Mexico City was 155.
Yep.
This is what they had to do.
This is a very non-UFC decision, and I don't like it.
It's a great decision.
3 heavyweight fights on this card. That's what should have been done.
I'm sure it just has to do with, because I can't personally think of any, but like, can you think of any Mexican fighters at heavyweight? 205? 185?
Any over 155?
No.
Either way, works out. I'm very happy about it.
Nah, we need the days when they were booking heavyweight main events in Mexico City, right?
Yeah, that was Cain Velasquez, though.
Yeah.
Hell no.
It was supposed to be Cardio Cain.
Nah, because fucking Salt Lake City isn't nearly as bad, and we've seen what happens there to heavyweights.
I wonder if that also could have been people literally knowing nothing about Salt Lake City and probably did not know it had elevation to it.
Who knows anything about Salt Lake City? Utah sounds flat as fuck.
That's the thing, though. Everyone knows Mexico City is elevated.
A mile in the sky.
Like, isn't it fucking like over 7,000?
Yeah, over a mile in the sky.
Yeah, it's fucking insane altitude to it. But you're right. It definitely is the better decision to not have big boys on the card. Like, it's just terrible. But yeah, so let's go. Yair Rodriguez. If he does get a big win here, where do you think they just put him into a title fight with Ilya?
I think they probably do. I mean, they could talk shit to each other in Spanish. Like, you got something going on there. Put that in Spain. Why not?
That would really be the smart idea, honestly.
Why not?
I like that, honestly. Fuck it.
You put those two on there.
But
next week is Alvarez fights next. What? Yeah. Joel Alvarez fights next week. He could be on that card.
No, Joel.
Then you just next week.
Oh,
next week.
Yeah, okay.
You know damn well that Evloev needs 5 more wins before Dana's going to give him a title shot.
Yeah, I know. They're going to...
And all of them are going to be ranked below him.
He's going to lose, man, before he gets a title shot.
Yes.
I can't believe the UFC's going to fuck up the undefeated thing. They have it. It's right there. I hate
that
people.
Is true. So has to go.
Yeah.
They do have that.
Hasn't happened since 2019. 2020, sorry. But Izzy Paulo.
Dana's dislike for Evloev, I feel like they're just going to fuck him.
And the fans' dislike for Evloev. No one cares about Evloev. Not a single motherfucker. Not even you fucks in the polls. Nobody wants to see Evloev in the title fight. I was the only motherfucker that picked him.
I don't even remember what. This is the first time we're actually talking about the polls. Let's see what that fucking poll ended up being.
But yes, we're probably going to get Yair in the title fight. It makes the most sense.
15% for Evloev. Right
Jimmy.
Above him at 24 was Sean O'Malley. Right above that at 25 was Connor. And above that at 35%, Volkanovski 2. And then I had a couple people comment, none of them.
Yeah, I know that shit.
And I made another poll where I'm just like, fuck it, Max Holloway or the winner of Yair Ortega. And even then, it's still Holloway.
Yeah, you be
83%.
killing me with that shit. It is so fucking funny.
Yeah.
Your need to be like, okay, well.
Yeah, it was really funny.
Legitimately, it's like none of them. Who then?
It's gonna be Yair. Fuck it. Or they're just gonna sit like Ilya out until Volkanovski's ready for the rematch. They're gonna fuck that division. I know it.
100%.
We just gotta wait for Diego Lopez to get his title shot and then correct all the wrongs forever. Let's fucking go.
That's what's gonna end up happening. Is he's gonna end up. So here's what's gonna happen. He beat Diego beats Sadiq.
Yep.
He then goes on to beat the loser of Cater Sterling.
The loser.
The winner, depending on who the winner is, especially if it's Cater. Cater doesn't need to be defending his spot at that point. He can fight up.
Everyone's got to defend their spot against Diego.
Here's what I'm saying. He can fight. Him and Arnold can have a rematch because of that injury. So, if he wins. And then he fights Evloev, because Evloev isn't getting a fight until then, because Dana's going to sit him out.
Diego?
No. Yes.
I don't know.
3 fights. In 2 more fights, he'll be fighting Evloev.
Yeah, I don't know.
Again.
We'll see. But, yeah, let's go Yair Rodriguez. Hopefully he smashes Brian Ortega out of the top 5, and then he actually fights some up-and-coming guy. That'd be fun. But speaking of fun, 155 pounds, always a great division, and that's the fight that we got in the feature bout. Daniel the Golden Boy Zellhuber versus Francisco Prado. Bruh, someone's going to get fucked up.
Yeah, this is going to be a good fight. I'm excited for this one.
Yeah.
Both of them have taken a rough loss so far.
Yup.
But that's fine.
Yep. Yeah, both coming into the UFC undefeated, taking an L like you said.
I'm trying to remember if Francisco, was that just booked that way or was that a short notice thing?
This one?
That was a short notice thing. Got it. No, Francisco, when he fought Jamie Malarkey.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah, that was a short notice thing. He was supposed to fight Nasrat Haparast, who had to pull out.
Nice. Yeah, bounce back after that with a first-round knockout over Ottman and Zaitar. That was very nice. Daniel Zellhuber took a loss in his UFC debut as well against Trey Ogden. Bounced back twice against Lando Venata and Christos Giagos, getting an anaconda choke in the last one. Both of those, like, especially as time goes on, it's being less impressive to beat those guys. But it's like he's still, he's still young. Getting solid wins like that is very nice. 24 years old. 6'1" with a 77-inch reach compared to Prado. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, 5'11", 69. Yeah, that fucking that reach. I could have sworn that he was a lot longer.
Yeah,
that's gonna.
Bro, what is going on? I don't understand what happened like 25 years ago to fucking create all these motherfuckers that are just the longest fucking armed people that ever to fucking walk the planet for their size, Like, it's stupid. It's crazy. There's way too many of them. But I love really that they're all realizing that they should go into MMA. So that's very nice.
But either way, just 2 young up-and-coming guys. Should be a really fun fight.
Yeah, I forgot that Prado was even younger than Zellhuber at 21 years old.
They're both
crazy.
Young as shit.
Absolutely insane. Speaking of young as shit, our fucking boy, Raul Rosas Jr., he's back. And sadly, they laid him up easily. Oh, this is such an easy fight for him. It makes me sad. My boy, Ricky Tercios. I just dream big, work hard. It was such an inspirational speech when he won the Ultimate Fighter.
You just gotta stop picking shitty boys,
But they're so fun at first, They have such personality. They're just not that great. Yeah, man. Raul should just run through Ricky like it's nothing, honestly.
Yes.
Unless somehow Ricky's able to just defend the takedown early and then just start to make it a scrap. I just don't see that likely.
And even then,
I don't.
Raul last fight just knocked someone clean out. So does that even matter?
Terrence Mitchell.
Yeah. It just sucks, man. I don't want to see my boy Ricky lose like that. He ain't that great. I'm pretty sure it's been a while since he's fought. Yeah, November of 22. I don't know why he's had such a long layoff.
Neither do I.
Maybe he's just been getting real big, strong, and good. You know what I mean? 30 years old.
Why did he have such a long layoff?
I don't know, but he's about to get fucked up by the 19-year-old Raul Rosas Jr. It's gonna be awesome for him. Very sad for Ricky though, but should be a solid fight overall. At least a good performance. Moving on down though, another very good prospect though, Yasmin Yargui. She's back versus Sam Hughes. Bro, Sam Hughes might win. It's very possible. She ain't great, but she's all right. You know what I mean? And I mean, like, Yasmin did only have the one loss in her last one against Denise Gomes, first round knockout, 20 seconds, absolutely terrible. But it's just like young prospect coming up, kind of gets smashed like that. You just don't know how they're gonna bounce back. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Then Sam Hughes, she's just been around for a bit, 31 years old now, is 3-4 in the UFC, not great, but she's all right. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
she's got decent enough skills. But yeah, I mean, out of like 3-4 in the UFC, but out of her last 4 fights, she got her 3 wins. You know, so it's like it's starting to look a little bit better for her. You know, hopefully Yasmin does just get a beautiful win though. I'd be very happy with that.
Yeah, that's what I hope.
But I don't know. I got a sneaky feeling that she might get it done. But it'd be cool if she just runs out there, just fucking head kick or some shit, just knocks her out real early. Be absolutely beautiful. 24-year-old prospect. Let's go. That's the card kind of drops off from there, honestly.
Yes.
But we're saying it before. Like they got a couple good fights at the top of it, but it really isn't the greatest card overall. It's awesome that Diego Lopez is fighting on 300, but he should have been on this card, man.
Yeah, I just realized looking at the next fight, because I couldn't remember who Manuel Torres was, but he's, oh my god, that was terrible. He's dude that when Mota was on him and he dropped, his head hit, knocked out, but while he was knocked out, he ate 7 elbows, like Manuel Torres.
Oh, yeah.
That was terrible. He's good though.
Yeah, I did kind of forget about that.
Yeah, I was just looking. I was like, oh yeah, I remember that shit.
Then Chris Duncan, beat Yanel in his last fight?
Yep. Yeah, 2 wins in the UFC. Yanel Ashmusa and Omar Morales, solid wins. Did lose to Slava Claus on Contender Series a few years back, left hook knockout.
Yeah, Slava Claus was scary.
40 years ago.
Yeah.
But Manuel Torres is kind of scary too.
Yeah.
He's also 2-0 in the UFC. Both of those finishes, though, first round finishes with that. He got a first round finish on Contender Series.
I mean, yeah, he's only been subbed twice. Those were both of his losses. Yeah, there's only Chris Duncan's pro debut. He got a guillotine win. Yeah, this is gonna be Manuel Torres by first round knockout.
Someone's going to sleep at least.
I feel like, someone's going to sleep.
But it's probably going to be Chris Duncan, yeah?
Yeah.
More likely.
Just the fact that he has been finished
That's what I was going to say.
Yeah, and Torres hasn't by KO TKO. Yeah, 4 years younger. Going to be a solid scrap, though. Raoni Barcelos is back against Christian Quinones. That's kind of fucked up for Quinones.
Yeah,
I feel
he just took a really rough loss.
Yeah, he's probably going to get fucked up by Raoni Barcelos. I'm pretty sure Raoni took a pretty bad loss. He lost to Kyler Phillips in his last one. It was Umar that he lost before that left hook knockout.
Yeah.
No, it was Kyung Ho Kang who beat him up and then RNC'd him in the first round to Christian Quinones. That was just tough. So he's coming off that loss to Kyler Phillips decision loss.
Yeah. I kind of forgot that Barcelos is 36 years old now, too. He is 1-4 in his last 5.
Okay, so Christian should be able to get it done then.
He might.
Yeah.
Hopefully a bounce-back fight for him.
Yeah, 9 years younger, so yeah, that... We'll definitely have to see if really how old Barcelos is getting, you know what I mean? Or if it's like, old man can still hang around for a little bit at 135 pounds. But we gotta talk about it. It's here. The most anticipated prelim bout of the fucking year. Is it gonna happen this time? What's gonna happen? I don't know. The world doesn't know, but we're all anticipating and waiting to watch. Edgar Chairez versus Daniel Lacerda. Let's fucking go. Sorry.
I was gonna say, is Daniel Lacerda finally gonna grow to 0-5-1 no contest?
Or in his 6th UFC bout, will he finally get his first UFC win?
I mean,
it's his 6th UFC bout even gonna happen?
You know, they say 3rd time's the charm, double that. 6 times the charm.
Yeah, I was about to say. You say that. Habib Tony got booked 5 times.
But yeah, Daniel and Edgar was booked in September of 23, ended in a no contest due to premature stoppage. It was booked again for October, and that fight got canceled, and now here we are again, February 24.
Yeah. Let's
I went to go look, and I'm like, I was pretty sure this fight got booked like 6 times.
I thought it was booked at least one more time too, but yeah, 3rd time's the charm for them. You know what I mean?
Hopefully.
Let's go. Shira gonna smash him. It was easy fight the first time. If they both make it, gonna be easy fight the second time. Yeah. Just so rough for Daniel Lacerda. 11-5 and 4 of those losses coming into the UFC. Yeah. Very sad. But Claudio Puelles, he's back. Hasn't fought since his loss to Dan Hooker, which was absolutely horrible in MSG. 2 years back, I think now.
Yeah.
It's been a while.
Yep. Yeah. November of 22. Yeah, he got absolutely smashed and brutalized in that one. I don't know. Maybe he's just been trying to rework on his game, just try and work a few things out, just taking some time off.
I was about to say, work that stand-up.
Yep, but he's fighting the smile killer, you know what I mean? Faraziam.
That is not this man's nickname.
Oh yeah, it is. 4-2 in the UFC on a 2-fight winning streak, beating Jai Herbert and fucking Mitchell Figlak. Mitchell Figlak? That's crazy. I don't ever remember that guy being in the UFC. But he got fucked up by T-Rex and lost to Don Madge. You know.
Right, because this guy went 0-1 so far in the UFC.
Nice.
He's fighting Austin Hubbard next. Okay.
Oh, that he's about to go 0-2 in the UFC. Very nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know who's gonna win this fight. It's probably gonna be Farazian by decision, or it's gonna be Claudio Puelles by knee bar.
I was about to say, just because of that dude's nickname, I'm hoping Claudio fucking knee bars or fucking heel hooks him.
Yeah, just another tall, long guy, 155 though, 6'1", 75-inch reach.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, we'll see how that one plays out. Got a couple other fights on there, but not the most anticipated ones. Nothing that big. But yeah, that's motherfucking UFC card from Mexico City. It should be a pretty good one. I'm excited for it.
Yes, sir.
And now we got our fight news. Ooh, about 5 more hours of this shit till we can get through all this. Fight news.
Ain't been shit.
What do you mean there's been shit?
There's been one thing.
There's been one thing, and it's very disappointing in my opinion. UFC 300 main event finally got announced, and in my opinion, extremely lackluster for all of just the hype and the weight and everything behind it. And even Jamal Hill said that it was like a day or two or some shit before they announced it that they called him with that fight offer. So yeah, Alex Pereira defending the 205 title versus Jamal Hill. They got what they could. That's really what it is.
Yeah, I mean, I know so many people are mad, but it's like, for me, it's a great card from top to bottom.
Yes.
There wasn't a whole lot of like title fights that you could make.
Yes.
And there's so many people that are upset that it's not bigger.
Yes.
But it's like, I would much rather see the banger of the fight that this is going to be than some random big names. You know what I mean? Like, I don't care to see someone versus a fucking Diaz. I don't care to see, like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't want to see these older people, Jimmy fucking bringing up Brock Lesnar every time we goddamn talked about 300. Like, I don't want to see old people with big names just because they have big names. Show me this fucking banger. Like, there is zero chance that this is going to be a bad fight.
Bro, Tom versus Dick Sword. It would have been so good.
Literally don't give a fuck.
Jimmy, shut up.
Bro, it's so funny though.
But that's the thing is like I don't know. I don't want funny. I want a good fight.
Like I get what you're saying, Jimmy, but at the same time, by your own logic, you didn't like the Stipe Jones fight for 296. And it's the same thing.
Not the same thing.
But either way,
we're already in this position of like it, because the reason with that, it's like, because that's the thing, it's like, who the fuck Tom gonna defend his title against? There ain't no one that deserves it. Fuck Zero Gon, he don't deserve it. So do a big fight for Tom that gets him a fucking shit ton of money and it's a big name. You know what I mean?
They
like,
tried to get him Stipe.
but
Stipe's not fighting him. That ain't gonna happen.
But I'm just saying, for me, I don't know. I'd rather see this, but I do understand the fact that it's like Dana put so much hype behind it that like you expect something crazy. But I don't know. To me, the crazy fights aren't that great unless they're doing current people. You know, if they would have did Pereira versus Tom Aspinall, cool. You know what I mean? But I do understand also that Pereira is not ready to move up to heavyweight. You know, like he said that he wanted to take the time and get there the correct way. Yeah. So it's like if he's fighting now at 205, there's no way that he was on his way there close enough to be fighting for 300.
No, you know? Sure.
Also, can we just point out the fact that Dana White and crew decided to offer Leon Edwards multiple title fights? He said yes to all of them.
Yes.
He offered him Hamzat.
Yup.
Shavkat.
Yup.
Islam.
Yup.
All during Ramadan.
Yup.
Dana, are you fucking stupid?
And not a one fighter that would take a fight during Ramadan.
Hold on, wait, but also to add into the Ramadan thing, Shavkat said, I mean, we know Shavkat's injured. He went to his fight injured, so he got surgery after that. So he's been in...
He was already out.
Right, he's been through some shit in the past 2 months that there's no way. And Islam said he's injured and won't be back till the summertime.
And Shavkat went into his last fight injured and needed to get surgery.
Well, no, that's what I just said. It was that Shavkat.
Oh, sorry. I thought you said Hamzat.
No, that was the first thing. Shavkat did
just
that.
Said he would not fight during Ramadan.
Yeah.
Because I can't imagine him trying to make a weight while also going through Ramadan.
Yeah. Like they had they had 4 fucking fighters like that they could have gone to, and they went to the 3 of them that had injuries, and not the one person that was willing and able.
Yep.
No one likes Bilal.
No one.
Which is sad.
I knew Bilal wasn't getting the fight for 300.
For 300 it makes sense, but since that fight fell through, like, you know, Leon being on the card fell through, if that's not what they book next, that's fucking crazy.
I still don't think it's going to be what they book next, honestly. I just got a feeling.
I just don't know who they book next right now, then.
The only other person that makes sense is Shavkat.
Yeah. So they probably book Shavkat.
Yeah, I don't know. And it just, and that's the thing that with like, the main event that we have, it's just like, to your point, it's a great fight and like, it's gonna be a good fight, but it's like, with all the hype, it's like, this was just the next fight to happen. And so that's why
it's a normal title fight, but it's a banger, so I'm happy that if anything, like, we get a banger.
And it's like, if they were able to, like, because with some of the options that they were going to with like fucking trying to even do like Dricus Hamzat, you know what I mean? Like that would have been a fun one, you know what I mean? Like honestly, even like if they did Dricus Izzy, like that wouldn't have been like crazy, like, you know, or like anything, but I still feel like there would have been more hype on that than the announcement of like Poatan Hill.
The problem is
it's hard.
Dana hyped it too much.
Yes.
Without actually having anything set.
Yes.
That was the problem.
As Dana does.
Yeah. How many with all the announcements of the shit leading up, like,
and he just couldn't do it this time.
Yeah. But I will say, the one thing that is very cool about Poatan taking this is that it does set him up for some great shit, because this motherfucker wants to go out there and just fuck up Jamal Hill like it ain't shit at UFC 300, fly down to fucking Brazil and be ready to go Magomed Ankalaev 301. Bro, this, like
his championship turnaround?
I've been seeing stuff about that, but I don't know if that would actually be faster than Davison Figueiredo in I think it was 2020. He fought November, December. You just have to see like the days, weeks at that point. Either way, it's
right up there.
Exactly. And bro, just this motherfucker, bro. Like I'm gonna be pretty pissed off if when he fucking like takes probably 2 rough losses at the end of his UFC run, whenever that ends up being, whether it's a year from now, 2 years from now, whatever. He probably gonna get fucked up real bad twice in a row and then be done with MMA. I'm gonna be so upset when people are like start to throw shade on him and just say whatever it is the fuck, because this dude ain't no one in UFC history has the type of resume in such short of a fucking time as Poatan. Like, it is absolutely insane. And honestly, I'm sorry, like, I feel like if he does what he wants to do, beats fucking Jamal Hill, and then 301 he beats Magomed Ankalaev, then I feel like his future, it's fucking signed and sealed. It's easy. He's spending the rest of the year gaining some weight, moving up to heavyweight, and he's gonna fight Tom Aspinall in MSG. Yeah. Like, he's gonna headline MSG 3 years in a row, more than likely. He's a fucking legend, bro. He's gonna, if he doesn't make it in the UFC Hall of Fame, I'm gonna be pretty damn pissed off, honestly.
He will, just because he's already double champ. But also, so far, including this next fight that is happening, his whole 205 resume is former champions.
Yes.
Jan Blachowicz. All also just funny. All are also former opponents of Glover Teixeira.
Yep.
The one who he took the title from.
Yep.
And the one who took the title from him, and the one who won the vacant title off of him.
Yeah, and it's also like, it's just so funny too that like all of the craziness that we had at 205 and everything like that for fucking a good like a year and a half stretch with the title and everything like that. If fucking Poatan beats Jamal Hill too, just like unifying it all, because Yuri gets the title, has to vacate due to injury. Jamal gets the title, vacates due to injury. Poatan fucking gets it, beating both of them. You know what I mean? Like, the fucking glory legendary kickboxer coming in to right the 205 division in UFC MMA. Like, just crazy, man.
And plus, even if he doesn't, for some reason, move up to heavyweight by the end of this year, look, all I'm saying, even if he doesn't, he's already got his next opponent on this card, like his opponent after Magomed on this card, and if Alexander Rakic can beat Yuri.
Yeah.
That's very true.
Oh, legendary shit, though. Good for Poatan to get it, and just, fucking, what, 7th UFC fight now, heading into this one, and headline MSG twice, and now headline fucking UFC 300, fucking biggest card that they're trying to do. Like you said earlier at the start, top to bottom, this shit's fucking going crazy. I can't wait to fucking get closer to it, and just, that shit's gonna be an hour and a half just fucking talking about every fight on the card, because that's all we're gonna, like, we can't not talk about any fight on the card.
Yeah, we cannot not talk about any fight. We talked maybe very little about some.
No. Nothing.
Bo Nichols, Cody Brundage.
25 minutes on that fight alone.
Oh my god.
I'm gonna fucking dive.
That's more than the actual fight.
I'm gonna dive deep on how good Cody Brundage is and how bad Bo Nichols is.
Okay. Okay.
I'm gonna have the most technical breakdown ever for that shit.
Technical foul.
But that's the end of the podcast. Let's fucking go. This was a good one. I hope you all enjoyed it. If you did, remember, like and subscribe. It really helps out. Maybe drop a comment. It's been helping out too. We'll catch you all on the review for the Stacked Out weekend. Peace.